Hello ladies and gents, welcome. Before watching this video, make sure you subscribe to Congo TV, leave a like and leave a comment. Tell us how you're doing so that we know how to go forward. You know, all the good things you see, the bad things you see, tell us. Leave them in the comments. Commenting is free, subscribing is free, liking is free. Leave a comment, tell us how you're doing so that we can see how to prosper, so we can see how to fix the mistakes that you might mention, and then that's how we can go forward. Ladies and gents, all about this week. Now, a lot has happened this week. From the approval of the Covid-19 vaccine in the United Kingdom, which is still being examined in the United States, the vaccine by Pfizer. Donald Trump still refusing to concede to the election results. The three former presidents of the United States saying to be ready to take the vaccine in public or on live television so that people could be confident on taking the vaccine. Now, let's start with the vaccine. The United Kingdom now is said to be the first country to approve the Covid-19 vaccine. Now, that's United Kingdom. It cannot just be airlifted here or brought here and we start taking it. It has to be approved here too. So let's listen to Dr. Fauci on that vaccine.
I think it's very important for people to realize that there are different levels of stringency and scrutiny upon which you look at the data. The FDA in the United States, I think everyone realizes globally, is the gold standard of regulatory function, where here in the United States, as I'm sure is somewhat in the UK, there is this degree of skepticism on the part of the people about wanting to take a vaccine, thinking that perhaps it was done too quickly, perhaps it isn't as safe and effective as we say they are. So we put the data through a very stringent process of literally point by point analyzing the data. The UK has decided to do it a little bit differently. They've gone over it very quickly, and I can say, and this is not a criticism, but they've done it in a way that has much less deep than has been done and is being done by the FDA in the United States. I don't want to get into criticism or who's right or who's wrong. It's just a different degree of scrutiny. Our examination of the data will be complete very likely in a week and a half. So we will likely have Pfizer data ready to go for an EUA, which is an emergency use authorization, by the 11th of December, the Moderna product likely by the 18th of December. So we don't look upon it as a race of who won the race. The product is there. The trial was done. The data look really good, quite efficacious, and I believe quite safe. And it's just a matter of what kind of scrutiny each country's regulatory agency puts the data through. That's all that really is. And when we did a survey here in the United States, there was a considerable degree of skepticism and reluctance to get vaccinated. And we were concerned that if we did anything that looked like it was cutting corners, that would feed into the skepticism and we might have the effect which would really be the opposite of what we want, namely that less people would want to get vaccinated. So we want to put it through the process that's the standard process. We're hurrying it up a bit, but not nearly as quickly as you did in the UK, which we believe if we had done that here in the United States, it would have been to our disadvantage.
So Dr. Fauci is saying after they examine it, after they do all they have to do and approve it, then people will be able to take it. Now he's saying, because there in UK it was approved very quickly. Now, as you heard him bring up the issue of skepticism, it's true that people are skeptical about taking the vaccine, which is why the three former presidents of the United States, Barack Obama, George W. Bush, and Bill Clinton, have said they will take the vaccine on live television to bring confidence in people, to give people the confidence to take the Covid-19 vaccine. Now, let's not neglect the impact this will have on people. Let's not neglect how much impact this will have on the skepticism that people have on the vaccine. Dr. Fauci will take it. Barack Obama will take it. Bill Clinton will take it. And George W. Bush will take it. Now, Dr. Fauci says him and his children will take it when their time comes. Let's not neglect how much impact this will have on the skepticism that people have on the vaccine. Because you don't know how many millions of people didn't wear a mask only because Donald Trump didn't wear a mask. You don't know how many people didn't social distance and wear a mask just because Donald Trump didn't do it. I always tell people this. Please allow me to use this example. The day when an extremely famous musician will sing a song, and in the video, that musician wears, please allow me to use this. Excuse the term, but please allow me. If that musician uses an underwear and wears it to his head or to their head and release the video, a second that follows, just a short moment that follows, you go online, you will see posts, videos and pictures of people wearing an underwear to their head. That's how much impact fame has on people. You know, when you reach a certain stage of popularity, when you reach a certain point of fame, when you reach a certain point of leadership, when people follow you, you know, when you reach a certain point of that popularity, people start doing things that you do without thinking, without having a second thought. That's the reason why a lot of people didn't wear masks, a lot of people didn't follow some of these precautions that were being laid out by people like Dr. Fauci, or the CDC, just because Trump didn't do it. And so, that's what I'm saying, we shouldn't neglect the impact this will have. When people will see Barack Obama taking the vaccine, millions will take it. When people see Bill Clinton, when people see George W. Bush take it, when people see Dr. Fauci himself taking it, people will surely take it. Because why would they risk their lives if they know it's not, if they know that it's not safe to take it? People will surely take it if they see those people take it. Now, the president-elect Joe Biden also said,
do you plan to get vaccinated before Inauguration Day, and will you do it in public the way that Presidents Obama, Bush, and Clinton have suggested they're willing to?
I'd be happy to do that. When Dr. Fauci says we have a vaccine that is safe, that's the moment in which I will stand before the public and see that, look, part of what has to happen, Jake, and you know as well as I do, people have lost faith in the ability of the vaccine to work. Already the numbers are really staggeringly low. And it matters what a president and a vice president do. And so I think that my three predecessors have set the model as to what should be done, saying once it's declared to be safe, and then I think Barack said once Fauci says it's clear, that's my measure, then obviously we take it. And it's important to communicate to the American people, it's safe. It's safe to do this.
yeah, the president is also, the president-elect is also ready, waiting for Dr. Fauci to say, now the vaccine, now it's clear, the vaccine is good to be taken. We should take it. People will take it. Because it's not to be doubted. There's skepticism in people about taking the vaccine. Because a lot have been talked about the vaccine. A lot have been talked about on the vaccine. There have been a lot of criticism. You know, because today there are people who don't even believe COVID-19 exists. So that type of person, you come and bring them the vaccine, should be skeptical about the vaccine. See, so that's what is going to happen. You know, Dr. Fauci said in a few days. So we're waiting for a few days to see if the United States will approve it, and let's see the effectiveness of it, how it's going to do, if people will be actually immune after they take the vaccine, or how does it even work. Well, as time goes by, we'll find out. Let's move on. It's been over a month now since the election day, and from that day till today, Donald Trump, day in and day out, keeps on contesting the election results.
30 days of accusations, lawsuits, and conspiracy theories.
The environment that's being created by this disinformation, misinformation, and frankly, flat-out lies is creating a more and more dangerous situation, and I just felt in my gut something had to be said.
Gabriel Sterling is a lifelong Republican. He's also Georgia's voting implementation manager. Even now, nearly 10 days after Georgia certified Joe Biden as the surprise winner of this reliably red state, the election still dominating Sterling's life.
Have you ever seen anything like this before, that you have imagined that you'd be in this situation?
No, nobody who's a government functionary ever imagines themselves in this position.
What the facts clearly show, Biden won with significant leads in both the Electoral College, 306 to Trump's 232, and the popular vote. Facts clear to most, except President Donald Trump, that is.
This is probably the most fraudulent election that anyone's ever seen.
Earlier this week, Gabriel Sterling had had enough.
It has all gone too far.
On Tuesday,
Mr. President,
calling out President Trump.
it looks like you likely lost the state of Georgia. And you need to step up and say this, is stop inspiring people to commit potential acts of violence. Someone's going to get hurt, someone's going to get shot, someone's going to get killed.
A day after that fiery press conference, President Trump responded, though not in a way Sterling had hoped.
This may be the most important speech I've ever made.
The president releasing a defiant speech on Facebook where he continued to lie about election fraud.
If we are right about the fraud, Joe Biden can't be president.
He doubled down on the rhetoric and then put out a 46-minute tape full of disinformation, misinformation, and things that have been disproven by data repeatedly over and over again. When you're in a position of responsibility like that, your words matter.
It is absolutely a race that is still close to call.
Rewinding 30 days, back on election night, several states were too close to call.
The pandemic changed everything. As soon as the pandemic hit, states started trying to make it safer and easier for their citizens to vote. And that meant a lot of more absentee balloting, a lot more drop-off balloting, and a lot more mail-in balloting. And it would take a long time to count.
In several of the swing states, Republican-led legislatures passed rules that workers could not even begin to count all those absentee and mail-in ballots until Election Day, creating the delay. States like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan.
The number of voter fraud cases in Philadelphia could fill a library.
With lawsuits failing, Team Trump began pushing for something that's much more anti-democratic, getting Republican state legislatures to overturn the voters' choice and appoint Trump's electors instead of Biden's.
Day in and day out from the election results, from the election day, Donald Trump is still trying to find ways to overturn the election results. Day in and day out, Donald Trump keeps refusing to concede to the election results, even though some of his people, some of the Republicans, some of his officials, for example, his cybersecurity official that he fired a few days ago, just because the man said that these elections were secured. Donald Trump fired him. And that's not only him, he has fired somebody else too. So from that day up to now, Donald Trump has fired some people, and Donald Trump is still fighting. Donald Trump is still going on with his fight. He has filed for lawsuits, which most of them have been rejected because there is no proof to show that there was massive fraud, which can lead to the cancellation of the election results or the overturning of the election results. But the man still won't give up. Up to now, the man is still trying his best. He's doing all he can with his legal team to overturn these results. Even when his attorney general said that there's not enough proof to get these election results overturned.
Fuming over widespread fraud that doesn't exist, President Trump tonight has his attorney general in the crosshairs.
Do you still have confidence in Bill Barr?
Ask me that in a number of weeks from now. They should be looking at all of this fraud.
The president's unhappy after Bill Barr said this week the Justice Department has so far not seen fraud on a scale that could have affected a different outcome in the election. Now, multiple sources familiar with the discussions say President Trump's not ruling out firing Barr, with some in his circle working to persuade the president to hold off.
Let's just give an example. Even if he's able, let's just imagine it this way. If he's able to overturn the result, then he loses trust for him. Or he's waiting to see if he's not able to overturn the result, then he will still keep his trust for Bill Barr. I don't know. But Donald Trump is trying all that he can. Everybody that's beside him that's telling him, yeah, President, keep going. That's the people he will listen to. Everybody that's with him that's telling him, President, you have lost, that can tell him that, Mr. President, you have lost. Oh, no. He ain't taking that. Now, even though Donald Trump is still battling and hasn't conceded to these election results, the actions that he's taking now in the White House are showing something.
It's a sprint to the finish for a president hoping to leave a final mark. Even as he refuses to concede, Donald Trump is reshaping policies and disrupting government norms to the very end.
I think that there will be a lot of things happening between now and the 20th of January. A lot of things.
From immigration to environmental protections, Trump is pushing 11th hour rule changes that could last for years.
Yeah. Donald Trump all this time, and him and his team are rushing things, are trying to work as much work done as possible. Work which can take time, a lot of time too, for the Biden administration to reverse. Now, the question is, if he's 100% sure that he's going to overturn these results, why is he doing all this stuff? Why all this rushing? So this might be showing that he knows he won't do it, or he's just doing it just in case he doesn't get the election results overturned, or he doesn't get the election results cancelled. He's either trying to fulfill his election promises, or he's just trying to make it hard for Joe Biden. I don't know. Just some hypothesis that I'm throwing out there. I mean, this is a rush hour for him now, so that when he leaves, at least he'll be like, "Oh, at least I did it in last minute." Now, Donald Trump's battle continues, even though Joe Biden is also continuing to appoint his people, in different positions. Donald Trump won't give up. Let's see. Let's keep watching, see where this fight goes. And let's see what will happen with the vaccine and what will happen with the election result. But it doesn't seem like Donald Trump is giving up. And Joe Biden seems like he's certain that he's the winner, and he's certain to take office on 20th of January, because he's appointing people and he keeps getting ready and ready. Him and Kamala Harris, they keep getting ready to serve the American people. Ladies and gents, we end here. May God be with us. May God protect us. And before I go, subscribe to Congolese TV, like, share, comment, and share with everybody. Sharing is free, liking is free, subscribing is free. Do it. May God be with us. May God protect us, and we are still together.